There it is, 2:30. All right, welcome to the 2:30 show. This is the date right here of recording, so all the news comes from 7 days before, 7 days leading up to now. So we'll get you started with some news stories. Once again, I tried to remove all AI stories. This week we got a lot more tabletop, I think, and actually we have comments this time. So if you directed a comment directly to somebody, I tried to make sure they got a news story with that comment on it. So if y'all want to try to get a shout out from the Toasty Boys, you can throw their names in the comments so that you can try to get your comment on their story. And we'll go ahead and get started with Magic the Gathering introduces Commander Power Brackets as an attempt to kind of balance out the game. Wizards of the Coast is testing a new way to categorize Commander decks, aiming to improve the casual game balance and power levels in pickup matches. The Commander Bracket Beta will provide a structured system for ranking decks, helping players find more evenly matched games. While the system isn't perfect, and some players find ways to exploit it, the goal is to reduce power mismatches in casual play. For many Commander enthusiasts, this would be a welcome change, creating more balance and a competitive experience at your table. This is something that I'm looking forward to. I like this idea that you have a power ranking, because I'm pretty bad at making Commander decks, and when I do, I more care about the theme than the actual deck's power level. I want to be competitive, but I was having this problem recently. Urtet is a card, he's an artifact guy. I want him to be strong, but the problem is, I want to use the cards related to him, but there's this trade of those cards are bad, but they're in theme, versus there are better cards but I have to lose the cards that are in theme, and it's a balance back and forth. And if I knew I was playing with weaker decks, then I could stick to my fun tribe without losing the power. And then I have a comment here from MikeMan85.
I was late asking the last vid, what weapon class are you planning on using? I can't answer that.
Okay, well, he tried. This is for MikeMan85. I was late asking the last video about what weapon class are you planning on using in Monster Hunter when it comes out. Obviously, this question is only for McAllister. Hell yeah. Unless other Toasty Bros are going to be playing. I'll ask. There's only one other person here I think might play, and that would be Zach. But I don't think he's excited for it. It's just he'll buy a game if it's good. So depending on how the reviews come out, we'll see what he plays. But I am planning on playing the Lance. I usually do Lance. I used to do Insect Glaive, and before that, my main weapons are Insect Glaive, Bow. And recently I've been replaying the game with the Lance, and I like it a lot. It's really simple. I have one plan. That new charge mechanic where they charge up on you and start biting on your shield and you can knock them over is a new stun mechanic I have for Lance, which is really nice. It opens up the game a lot more now that I can stun easier, unless they add some sort of way for me to knock monsters over with the Lance. I think the wide sweep can do it actually, that move, which I'd never really use, but we'll see.
For Liberty, for Justice, and for all, Helldivers 2 players fail Major Order and lose planet to a black hole. The War for Democracy in Helldivers 2 suffered a major setback when players failed to complete an important Major Order, leading to the destruction of Angel's Venture. The planet was consumed by the gravitational pull of the Meridia Singularity after Super Earth forces failed to hold back the Illuminate. Sounds like a lot of big words and makes something sound cool. A message from the president of Super Earth mourned the loss of the planet, its citizens, and its natural beauty, calling out the Illuminate for their true nature destruction. Now the consequences are even more dire, as the Singularity is reportedly on a path towards Super Earth itself, raising the stakes for future battles. Soldiers, democracy needs us. Helldivers' storyline continues to be interesting and fluid, but could these plotlines be an example of the Magician's forces, where both options seem to lead to separate places, but in fact go to the same way? Had we held them back, the black hole might still have progressed, just under different circumstances. It was clear from the Illuminate update art the Meridian black hole is going to be a focal point in the Helldivers 2 campaign. What weapon would you give the Helldivers? Katanas. Katanas are just so cool.
Fans of tabletop role-playing games and classic CRPGs have a new opportunity to expand their collection. Humble Bundle is offering a large Pathfinder bundle featuring the RPG-inspired game Pathfinder Kingmaker, alongside a collection of digital resources for the tabletop game. The bundle includes PDFs of core rulebooks, adventure modules, and maps, making it a great entry point for those looking to explore Pathfinder's system. If you've enjoyed games like Baldur's Gate and want to try a different tabletop experience, this bundle provides a cost-effective way to dive in, whether for online play through Roll20 or traditional in-person sessions. It could all be yours and promoting a good cause at humblebundle.com for only $45. For the record, the GM core and player core alone would be worth about $50 for hardback copies. Question to me is, would you rather play a new tabletop system in a video game or in person? Now this is actually a good question for me because I actually just started Baldur's Gate 3 about 3 or 4 days ago, and I've been obsessed with it. I think I already have 30 hours into it. So I personally love anything online. I think it's just a bit of an easier entry point, kind of like the Pokemon card game online as well. Been really obsessed with that as well recently. So I would personally like to start something online, and then if I find a really big passion for it and there's an opportunity to explore it in person, I would do that then.
It is now my time to read the 2:30 news. Apparently someone tried to throw away some snips. That was almost very bad. My article is about Rooster Teeth returning under new ownership. Well, shout out Rooster Teeth. Nearly a year after shutting it down, Rooster Teeth is making a comeback. A new video announcement confirmed that the company has been repurchased, with former co-founder Bernie Burns believed to be leading the revival. Rooster Teeth was known for its web series and gaming content, with subsidiaries like Achievement Hunter playing a significant role in its success. Fans of the original content will be eager to see how the company reestablishes itself in the modern media landscape. Red versus Blue, that's a classic right there, guys. Ruby, or maybe their old gaming challenge, The Gauntlet, might return as their first reimagined IP. Hopefully they don't bring back the show Awu, for obvious reasons. What YouTuber was the first you watched to go from solo to team or company sized? Oh, that is a really good question. I feel like it's kind of cheating, but technically Linus, because I watched him before he was on his own. He was working for another company and then created Linus Media Group, and I was watching back in that era. So I would say Linus would probably be my guess. Does this seem fair? Fair. Yeah, he started his own company, and then it went big boom. You guys know where Linus is. Linus Tech Tips, if you guys are just into gaming. Yeah, Linus Tech Tips. But yeah, shout out Rooster Teeth. I'll be paying attention.
All right, so my story is in the RTX 5080. If you're hoping for a major performance leap in NVIDIA's RTX 5080, new benchmark leaks suggest otherwise. Okay, well, we do have some numbers here. So they're saying the benchmark shows on 3D Mark Time Spy, which we're familiar with, the 5080 scored 22,000 points, while the 5070 Ti scored 18,800, which is an improvement, but it kind of raises the question about the price to performance ratio, which I will say, we have seen some rumors of the 5070, Ti. Or was it the normal 5070 or the Ti that Jace 2 Cents did the video on? Ti. $1,000-ish for a partner board or one of the higher end ones. While the 5080, I will say, I have seen them go for $1,600 to like $2,000 even. So, it's kind of sad to say that, surprisingly, the price is terrible for either card, but I think they may be priced accordingly compared to each other. And in all honesty, if I was having to buy a 5070 Ti or 5080 without even knowing the performance difference, I would not spend, I would say like $400 or $500 more on the 5080 over the 5070 Ti personally. Yeah, you can always go to the used market, but I will say the used market is starting to get pretty expensive as well on the higher end cards because nobody can get the new higher end ones. So they're going to previous gen, which is causing some pretty big shortages. So what should the price difference cost? I think technically 4070 or 5070 Ti and 5080 should only be a couple, maybe max few $100 difference. But we're talking more like I said, like 500 plus, which is pretty crazy. From 97 Buckeye Guy asked, Jackson, when you say that McAllister has a woman, we need you to be more specific. Does he have a spouse/girlfriend, or does he actually have a woman like in his basement? I don't think McAllister. I don't think McAllister has a basement. But yes, I do. Last time I checked, he actually has a girlfriend, and I believe that it is consensual.
Fiance.
He has a fiance, and I believe that she probably said yes. It's probably consensual. I don't like to get in their love life.
All right, thank you all for watching the 2:30 show. Like I said, comments down below if you want to try to get shouted out by your favorite Toasty Bro. You can just, ask them a question. I'll probably make sure they get something related. Also, if there's something newsworthy that you think could come up, if you post something, see something in the comments below, I'll give you a shout out and I'll do the story about it so we can talk about it. We just kind of do a brief synopsis of looking up news stories and trying to filter out ones we think you might find interesting. So, like I said, comment, engage. We appreciate it. And otherwise, thank you all for watching. Peace.